Guys, this is Showtime from Showtime Shredded Fitness over here. Size, growth, get big. Alright, so excuse the small physique. I've been out of the gym for a week. Been in the hospital here with my wife. That's another story. Not going to talk about that in this video. Just was curious your guys' opinion. Write in the comments below. Or Facebook me or whatever, text me, whatever. Why do you guys think that, because most of you already heard, the quest for the Sandow 2019 Mr. Olympia, right now the ticket sales are at an all-time low. And I can think of two reasons right off the top of my head why they're down. I was just curious what you guys thought. Why do you guys think that that a lot of people aren't wanting to buy tickets this year? I think it's a combination of at least two things. Some people, of course, want to see Phil Heath take his title back, and it's not going to be glorious for him to get it back this year because the guy that beat him last year is not able to do it. So that in itself takes a little bit of the fire away from that rivalry. The other problem is there's a rumor that Phil Heath might not even be doing this show, so people that want to watch Phil Heath are not going to be able to watch that. And then the other reason, of course, what I think is probably the biggest reason, there's probably some people protesting the decision by Jim Mannion to prematurely yank the defending champion right out of the running, right in the middle of prep. I mean, you know, this happened in October. I mean, it's been almost a year, and nothing's been said or done. No action's been taken. This guy's supposedly dangerous, and if somebody does something like what he's been accused of, you would think law enforcement would have him off the streets within 48 hours. Okay? They don't arrest him for several months later, right in the middle of prep. That's bullshit. They should have arrested him within 48 hours, you know, and just brings up all kinds of red flags. He was guilty from the get-go in everybody's mind. They yanked him not only out of the Olympia, but all further competitions. And if he did not do this, if he does, he's got everything coming to him, right? You know, that's my code there. You know, no rapos, no chimos, no pedophiles. I hate that shit. Okay. Other than that, people make mistakes. It's not a big deal. But dude's in his 40s. Okay, he's never been in trouble that I know of before. Usually somebody that's got all that at stake, and he's very intelligent, very articulate, wouldn't do something stupid like that. Not saying he's innocent. I don't know all the details of the case, but they just wrote him off right away. They made it sound like it just happened. It didn't. It happened in October 2018. They're just now taking action on it. So if he's guilty, why are they letting a dangerous person continue to go out and maybe do this to somebody else, right? No victims have come forward in his 40-something years of his life, other than this one gal, from what I've been told. But I could be wrong. Maybe he's got something in his past that I haven't looked into, haven't seen. But he had a bail set at $750,000. It's extremely high. What got bumped all the way down to $250,000 almost overnight. So there's a bunch of things that aren't adding up, and especially, you know, in Utah, the Mormon state, you know, just having, you know, premarital sex or sex outside of the marriage is already a huge sin. So they're ready to string him up and stuff. This guy's over 300 pounds in the off season, ripped and shredded at 280. I don't see him doing it. He's got a champion mindset. Unless something just snapped in him and he just went nuts so psycho. He's got all kinds of, you watch his videos, he's got all kinds of body muscle, mind control with his popping and jive and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it being any kind of a roid rage issue, nothing like that either. I just think that this gal's got fraud in her case, and again, who knows, you know, there's two people in the room, that's it, so we don't know what really happened, right? But she has been accused of fraud. That doesn't mean that she's crying wolf. It doesn't mean she's making it up. What it does raise is, you know, some red flags with me. But there is a big difference between, fibbing a little bit on an income analysis sheet when trying to get approved for real estate versus, trying to destroy somebody's life. It's just an ugly situation altogether, but I think that there's probably a lot of people that are boycotting Mr. Olympia because of that, because he hasn't even got a chance to go to trial or anything. There could be a very good chance that he's innocent and didn't do any of that it was all consensual like he claims. Very plausible. Other people around to hear if she's screaming, yelling, stop, and all this other stuff. There's a good chance that somebody might hear that because that's what she was claiming. She was screaming, help and stop and all this stuff. So hopefully a witness will come out one way or the other, right? We didn't hear nothing like that, or we did, or whatever. So maybe somebody heard enough stuff of what was going on, because sometimes even rough, noisy sex is loud, and you maybe, can hear, you can definitely usually tell the difference between consensual and not consensual. Fair enough. This is an ugly topic. I probably shouldn't even talk about it. The only reason I even brought it up is just because it piqued my interest when I saw that this ticket sales are way down. The tickets are a little more expensive than normal, but I don't think that matters. I think somebody really wants to watch that show, man. Even $100 a ticket for the cheap tickets, especially if you're going to pay for flight and room and all that stuff, $100 is nothing, right? You're going to be able to afford it or you're not. So, yeah, I don't like the situation. And if this woman is making it up, she's a horrible person. And anybody that rapes somebody is a horrible person. So, out of those two people, one of them's a real horrific person. And I hope if she is lying, and it's proven that she's lying, that she gets charged, because, she, if not ruined his life forever, it ruined his life for at least a temporary time, and that's a horrible thing to do to somebody innocent. And again, I'm not saying he's innocent. I don't know the details of the case. I wasn't in the room, right? I don't even know Sean Roden personally, but just the investigation that I've done, it doesn't add up to me. It does not make sense. And he's very, to where if he were to do something stupid like that, he's not the type of person to shit where he eats either. This was a friend or a client. You certainly aren't going to do that to somebody you work with. Reputation is everything in this sport. You're not going to go and basically shit where you eat. This was a convention or a contest or something going on when this allegedly happened. It's just something that he's smart enough that if he is a bad guy, he would premeditate it to where he would do it way outside of everything, and it would be even harder to prove and all that. No witnesses, especially not in a place of, where your reputation is on the line, your peers and fans and competitors and everything else are all in the same motel room. You're not going to do something stupid like that. Just as a competitor, I know this, and I've studied sociopaths and psychopaths enough to where, he even if he's a bad guy, he wouldn't do that. So my take on it is, especially as PC as we are nowadays, and especially as many good guys I've seen get thrown under the bus and say your hair looks nice or something like that, and it's not even in the sexual content, and the person gets fired. We're getting so much bullshit. Now we're getting to the point where we're fucking it up for the victims, because there's so many. I've got personal friends of mine, females, that have been raped and taken advantage of and shit like that. And it pisses me off, and sometimes we'll line up for you, ladies, especially if you're good friends of ours and we trust you, we know you're telling the truth. Wrap these fuckers up in saran wrap and tape them up and drive a sword through their heart for you, because you get no justice when they go to prison anyways. But in Sean Roden's case, everything on the line. He's defending his title, and he's disciplined, consistent, focused, articulate, intelligent. I can almost guarantee you, the more I think about it, the more I investigate it, that he's being railroaded, and this person that's accusing him is a bad person. If it's proven me wrong, I will retract this, because it's a horrible thing to say about somebody, so I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to say 100%, because like I said, I don't know 100%. I just know that nowadays, a lot of good people, good gals, I've had, friends that have gone in and it's been too long past the window, and they were raped, and they got fucking, it was bullshit, and the person got off on a technicality, and they should have been strung up. And so, but you bitches that are not victims, you fuck it up for my friends that are victims, and that really hits a nerve with me really bad, because I'm all about justice. And when you bring up false accusations for own personal gain or whatever it is, chip on your shoulder, trying to get money out of a celebrity, whatever the fuck your intentions are, but to be a horrible person like that, God, dadgummit, man, it just floors me, because so many women are victimized, sexually harassed, sexually assaulted, groped, raped, all these other, horrific things, and the bad guy gets away with it. But now, any tiny little thing, oh, guilty, and we string up these people who are innocent, that don't do anything, or that just need a talking to, like, hey, that was an inappropriate remark, don't do that again, we're not going to tolerate it. And we're getting so ridiculous that way, that now it's going to end up going back the other way again, and the bad guys are going to get off, and the innocent guys are going to keep getting slammed until we fix this problem. I don't know how to fix it. The he said, she said is a horrible thing, without proof. It sucks. It'd be nice if somebody, the guilty party, would just say, oh, I did it, or the accuser would come clean and say, I shouldn't have done that. I'm lying. But of course, we don't have that integrity with most people who do bad things. That's why they're bad guys. So anyways, it was a long video. Put in the comments down below why you think the ticket sales plummet. I'm also curious about your results. You guys think that Sean Roden is a great champion, and he's getting the shaft, or do you think that this gal really is a victim, and I need to shut my mouth? And I probably should shut my mouth, because if she's a victim, what a horrible thing to say about her, right? But I've seen too much of this bullshit lately, where crying wolf and people who aren't victims coming out and ruining good people's lives, and that, like I said, that strikes the nerve with me really bad. Also comment below if you think that guilty or innocent, he should get his due process and should be able to compete in the Mr. Olympia, because that's what I think. Whether he did it or not, for right now, until it's proven one way or the other, let's go ahead and let him compete and defend his title, right? And certainly not ban him from the IFBB until he's, unless he's found guilty. I mean, shit, it's terrible. But, alright, I've rambled on a really long time about a really negative topic, and really entertaining, great champion, and really hope that number one, he's innocent, and number two, his name gets cleared if he is innocent. And yeah, I gotta get off this topic. And women that are victims, do not take this as a discouragement to not come forward. If something does happen to you, go ahead and turn them into law enforcement, or if you got good people on your side that kind of have that vigilante in, have them maybe talk to the guy, and get some justice for you that way. It's up to you, it's your call. And you people out there, that are men or women that are thinking about making up something like that, that's that severe, that serious, shut the fuck up, keep your mouth shut, and don't ever falsely accuse anybody of anything, because karma's a bitch. And if you do something like that, I hope you have everything coming to you. Just like a rapo, chimo, pedophile gets everything coming to them. False accusers of horrific acts like that, same thing. You all need to be strung up, just like the bad guys, because that's exactly what you are if you falsely accuse. So keep that in mind, and take care, and God bless. Been Showtime with Showtime Shred Fitness over here. Size, growth, get big. All right.